couple of quick things about the solar panels that are on the roof of this house. It is a 13 kilowatt solar PV system, which what that means is that it collects the electricity or the energy from the sun, turns it into usable electricity. And during the day will produce more electricity than the house uses. So it pushes that electricity off onto the grid for the neighbors and everybody else, and FP&L pays for that electricity via solar credits. So at night or a time that may be a rainy day when it's cloudy, FP&L will pull from those credits to pay for your electricity. Most of the time you will still have an electric bill. However, your bill is significantly lower than everybody else's. It depends on how many hours of sun you get, plus how much electricity you use. If you're conservative with electricity, obviously your bill will be lower just the same way as everybody else. But this house also has a battery backup. That's pretty rare. Most of the time that the homes with solar don't have the battery backup because it's very expensive technology. It's probably adds maybe $20,000 to the installation of solar panels. So it's a really rare feature to find a home with a battery backup that is on the market. So what that means also is if in the event of a storm, any home with a solar PV system does lose power just the same way as the neighbors do. That's kind of a misconception that people don't always know. It's because you can't be producing electricity and putting it onto the grid and endangering line workers. So your house cuts off just like everybody else's. However, if you have a battery backup, your house pulls your electricity that you've stored in your battery. So that way, much the same as you're very similar to a generator, where it produces or gives out enough electricity to power all the lights and the electrical sockets. However, it doesn't give enough power to run the air conditioner. So your refrigerator still works, and so does all of your lights and power outlets. But your electric bill will never be zero. I know a lot of people wish it would be, but it will never be zero strictly because you have regulatory and connection fees that are run around $30 to $35 a month. So that's your minimum bill. So if you're in a situation like right now, currently this house is vacant, so it's definitely producing more electricity than it's using. The owner will get energy credits, and once a year, FP&L will pay you for energy credits, and they're credited back at 1-to-1. So it's the exact same rate that they charge people is what they pay for the electricity as well. So most of the time with a family living here, you are going to still have an electric bill. Your bill is just going to be a fraction of what everybody else's is. Again, it depends on your energy usage. I can tell you my personal experience. I have solar panels on my house, and my last electric bill was $62. My neighbor's electric bill was over $300. So it's a great benefit as far as financial. Another hidden benefit that most people don't think about is that Florida law makes it to where the county assessor's office cannot increase the assessed value of your home due to having solar panels. So basically what that means is your assessed value is what you are taxed on for your property taxes. So they come around and they put a value on the house. They cannot increase the value of your house due to these solar panels. So you've got a benefit of having the low electric bill, and you still have the same taxes as everyone else. So you won't have a tax increase due to the solar panels. Another common question people ask about the solar panels is whether or not they're insurable or what can do in a hurricane. Yes, they are insurable. There are plenty of insurance companies that do insure the panels. And as far as what to do in a hurricane, it's the same thing you would do for anything else. You never know what is going to get damaged in a storm. We always just take care to hope for the best. The panels are wind rated. Broward County requires a certain amount of wind resistance rating when they approve the permits for these panels. So they are the best as far as it goes for wind rating. And but you have that peace of mind. And another thing people ask is how long they last and how to maintain them. Maintenance is very, very easy. You don't have to do anything. you don't even most of the time think about it, is they're just up there on the roof working for you. And if they break, the technology for these solar panels is not new. It's been around longer than I've been alive. So the technology hasn't changed. Therefore, it's very easy, common, basic technology that any solar company can do maintenance on it if needed. Again, I personally have solar panels and I've had them for years and years and never had to do a thing. You can clean them if you want to get, to make sure they get the highest level of production. You just can't pressure wash them. You just clean them like you would a car. You just wipe them off. But you don't even have to do that. They're very easy to maintain. And if you have any other questions about anything solar or anything with this house other than solar, just let me know.